something I did as governor of Nebraska. We had to go in and ask some basic questions, and we found a lot of stuff. But compared to what Elon's finding, it's really stunning. So, for example, in our meeting, he was describing we had one government agency that had 13,000 employees, yet 37,000 software licenses. Many of the licenses have never even been used or opened. It's just that kind of waste and inefficiency. You know, we've got a couple million people who work in the federal government. We've got 4.6 million credit cards out there. That just leads for opportunities for fraud. He was saying that there are 22 million people in our Social Security system that are clearly dead, and just the kind of things like that just open it up to fraud, or just multiple, again, subscriptions to things that aren't being used. He's really going right now after the low-hanging fruit to be able to kind of clean up the government. It's very common sense. He's like, hey, we want to keep good people, or people who are doing jobs that are needed, but if you're not good at your job, or if your job's not needed, we just need to get rid of those folks.
Yeah, I mean, you were in that meeting on Thursday, and all of this came up, and it's incredible to me that you've got 4.6 million credit cards and, under 3 million people working. So some people had double credit cards, and the number of people on the Social Security rolls is also incredible. Just that alone shows you how inefficient things are. Is it just that this is just automatic? The checks go out automatic and nobody was checking?
Yeah, actually, he described some situations where that was the case, where you'd say have a contract officer who retired but didn't turn off the faucet. The money was still going out. Wow. And he said, most companies, if they're getting federal dollars, probably don't say anything. But even if you wanted to, even if you were one of those diligent companies who said, hey, we're not supposed to get this money anymore, you'd have almost no way to find out who you contact to get that money shut off and make sure that those taxpayer dollars weren't being wasted. A lot of the work in the Treasury Department system that go out and make the payments, for example, saying where the appropriation is supposed to hit is optional. And so diligent agencies were using it, but ones that weren't diligent, like USAID, were not using it. So there's just a lot of basic changes we can make to be able to help know where our taxpayer dollars are being spent and whether or not they're being spent wisely.